Well, I guess I'll just introduce you real quick. I think most people know Noel Johnston, guitar teacher here at UNT for many years, um, way more than me. I think he started when I was an undergrad, and he was a grad student back in
I think
the
my
late '90s,
first,
early 2000s.
yeah, 98 was my first year being a TF,
Wow,
and then I was
that's
adjunct in 2000. So,
that was my first semester here. So I'm not going to take up too much time. He's got lots of stuff to tell you all about tetrachords and four-note combinations for an upcoming book. You probably just heard him say that. So I'll record the class and distribute and share it later if that's cool. Noel, is it okay if I yeah?
absolutely.
Because I'm sure there's a lot of stuff in here, and I'm going to turn it over to Noel while I let people in. So mute your mics, everybody, and yeah, okay, Noel, you got it.
All right. Thanks, Davey. And very much a pleasure to be here. As it's been a pleasure to teach at North Texas for the past, whatever, 23 years, 21 years as an adjunct. But man, I have to say, um, one of the reasons why I've been so free to explore like crazy concepts is because the student level is high enough here that I can do that. And so it's a blessing to me, more than you know. So um, my latest obsession is figuring out all the four note combinations, as in there are 165 different possible four notes out of a 12 note set. And if anyone has any questions about that, I can tell you. I can tell you the math and bore you to death, but just I worked it out, 165. Okay. And then I consulted the great master Ted Green. There's a great website, tedgreen.com, where one of his former students compiled a bunch of lessons from Ted Green, and Ted Green was into this concept as well. And what he did was he had 43 sets of, and some of them had inversions, and there's a total of 165. So it's been confirmed by Ted Green. So so I'm just going to start sharing the screen of some stuff, and I wanted to show you something that is considered to be like fundamental stuff. Like we're all expected to play major seven arpeggios, minor seven arpeggios, dominant seven arpeggios, half diminished arpeggios, and stuff like that. But sometimes, due to the predictable and ubiquitous nature of that being the sort of pedagogical thing, we feel like we're not really supposed to use that stuff when we're improvising because it doesn't, it sounds formulaic. It sounds like, like if I were, playing on a 2-5-1 in G, whatever, if all you do is arpeggios, it sounds very teachery, studenty. It doesn't sound like you're really making a solo. So I figured out that as a result of checking out a bunch of different other possibilities for four note chords, you can turn these four note voicings into arpeggios, just like the G major seven, can be this. You can voice it many different ways and whatnot. But what if you had a different formula? Like it didn't necessarily need to be 1 3 5 7. It could be some other formula. Like last year, Davey emailed everybody this four note set that he loves, and it's a one, 1 3 sharp 4 7. And the interesting thing about that is it's just another four note set, like dominant seven or major seven or whatever. But it doesn't sound as predictable because it doesn't sound like the kind of basic stuff that one is expected to learn when they're a freshman or a sophomore. So that's the 1, 3, sharp 4, 7. And, you know, the inversions of that would be, you know, this 1, flat 2, 4, and 5. And then, let's see, this one. So, and you can incorporate that kind of stuff into your muscle memory, just like you would any other regular old 7th arpeggio. But you can, I think, use it when you're improvising because it sounds nicer, sounds like more unpredictable and more original. So if I were to do that over this 2-5-1 in G, I know that Lydian set works out of the 4, the Phrygian set 1, flat 2, 4, and 5, and the Aeolian set works on the 6, and then the Locrian set. So if that's, you know, let's see what it sounds like. I don't know. Does that sound like something that you can use that doesn't sound like too beginner-ish? I think so. So yeah, I got a thumbs up from Davey. That's cool. So that is one of the. Let me see here. Someone's doing chat. I'm going to see if I can consult the chat. Okay, yeah, sounds modern. Yeah. And so I was delving into some other 4-note sets, and perhaps since there's so many, I really don't know where to start. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do some little interactive stuff here. I don't know if you can see my whiteboard. Let me see if I can focus it just a little bit better. I want you, just whoever in the chat, just pick a number between 1 and 11. Okay. I've got 6, 8. Okay. All right. So we got some numbers to choose. Someone said 68, between 1 and 11. So we got a 9, a 5, a 2, and let's do 6. So I'm going to do it in order. Okay. So 0 in something called set theory. It's like a more modern, like, 20th century music theory concept where you have all 12 pitches labeled 0 through 11. So 0 is the root, 1 is the flat 2, and so on. So I'm going to assign pitches to the numbers that you've given. So I'll just do like someone said a 6, someone said a 9, someone said a 5. Let's just do that. So let's say we're in C. Say so the 5. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so that's gonna be so that's the 4th, right? So 1, 4. You follow me so far? And then that's the flat 5. 7, 9. That's an A. So that's the 6th. So 1, 4, 5, 5, 6. I guess that technically could be the double flatted 7th. So it could be B double flat. If we're looking at like a diatonic possibility. So if we were to come up with some arpeggios for that. That's you could voice it like this. It's like a diminished with a natural 4 in it. Has anyone ever played that chord? This chord actually exists in it actually has functionality in jazz. It's that sharp 4 diminished, which you can fit it over a 2 of B flat harmonic minor. Let's see, let me play that progression. It's very common in blues. Sorry. So that would be G flat. Okay. I messed up. Let me try again. I think a looper pedal is super handy for stuff like this. Wait a minute. B flat. Yeah, B flat, harmonic minor. So if I did this arpeggio, meant to be doing C. Give me just a second. So you can use it to like really make changes in regular, in normal jazz, not like necessarily super modern weird jazz. And then what here, I'm going to share the screen of that exact set that I've worked out before. That what I've done with that one is the second inversion. Know that chord? That's a diminished major 7. I feel like I'm getting a little too obscure here, but let me share a screen again of what I have on that one. That is going to be set number 43. This one down here. I don't know if you can see that. Is it too small? Let me see if I change the size. So imagine this set right here. Here's 1, 4, flat 5, 6. And you can actually practice that shape. Feel free to grab your guitars. If you're muted, you can work it out, but and I just think that's so super rich. Like it's like a really nice line you can add to your playing. It really doesn't take that much more effort to learn a shape like that than just the regular dominant 7th arpeggio. But the benefit of learning these like weirder shapes, the less common shapes, is it sounds more interesting when you're improvising. So now it comes down to, okay, where can I put that? If you learn it, you might be more willing to try to use it. Like if you're a hammer, everything looks like a nail. Have you heard that expression? If your hand really learns this shape, you're gonna be looking for like all these opportunities to play that when you're learning tunes. And so one thing that I like to do is I like to find places where in tunes I can look at it maybe from a different perspective to see what other types of tonalities that I can impose or imply over it, instead of just maybe the stock standard diatonic major diatonic stuff. And so my first, when I look at this, I think, okay, there's a diminished flavor with a natural 4 that exists as the second mode of harmonic minor. So any tune that uses harmonic minor I'll just find the 2 and I can play that lick over it. And you can think of it as a lick. So anyone in the chat, I'm going to consult the chat real quick and see if, well, I think I have to stop the share. Hold on a second. Tell me a tune that uses harmonic minor. I mean, there's a million of them. Just someone throw out an example. Green Dolphin Street. Yeah, beautiful. All right, so Green Dolphin Street. Actually, there's a really cool way you can bracket those weird chords. Let's say we're in E flat, right? So E flat major, and then it goes to E flat minor. This is Green Dolphin Street, and then there's that triad moving down. Okay. Usually, people approach that type of tune like one chord at a time, but I think it can be a very compelling way to deliver a solo is if you zoom out a little bit and you try to find brackets of tonality that are a little bigger than just one chord by one chord. So I'm thinking like you can put these 2 chords together, right? That is, if you put those 2 chords together, it fits over the 4th mode of B flat harmonic minor. And then if you put these 2 chords together, it fits over the 5th mode of A flat harmonic minor. So I might experiment with a looper. This is another example of why I think having a looper when you're practicing is super handy. You can just quickly, you know, right? I don't know if that sounded any good, but so if you do, let's see, figure out more inversions. So you're not just always having to start off at the 2. You can start off with like that one, which is this. So I can go like this, and then maybe I can go up like this. Like I can do this. I don't know if that makes sense. Let me try it. Yeah. Try it again. Messed up again. Did that make any sense? So there's a lot of like modal thought that goes into like where you can place these weird 4-note structures. Let's oh, what are the specific notes? Okay. So over the one in C, F, G flat, A is the one I was doing. So that is a 1, 4, flat, 5, 6, 1, 4, flat, 5, 6, 1, 4. So I like this fingering. 1, I like to slide my first finger. You want to see that? Okay, so what I did was, let me see if I can jot this down a little
So no, I was just curious, like on each of those 2 tonalities, you were using those notes, those C, F, G flat, A over like E flat minor and F over E flat?
Correct. Yeah. So yeah,
okay.
I'm thinking of this as a vamp in Dorian sharp 4, which is the 4th mode of B flat.
Oh, cool.
Harmonic minor. So
and then the next ones you change the notes, right? You change the notes for the next.
Then I'm thinking of this as a vamp in the fifth mode of harmonic minor, so which would be something in A flat harmonic minor. So I can play that same set off of B flat. So just a whole step down, everything a whole step down. So you can do like, which of the notes are B flat, E flat, F flat, and A. So, sorry, G. B flat, E flat, F flat, G. It technically would be, yeah. So. Does it sound okay? I mean, I think it sounds cool. Like, what's neat about, like I said, it's a muscle memory thing. So, it could be a lick. Like I like the idea of being able to play what I've practiced, as I'm sure a lot of you are. Oh yeah. So the looper comes with the hi-hat stuff. Yeah. So the one I'm using is the Boss RC300. It's a bigger one of those 3-channel ones, and I wish it just had a regular click, but the closest thing, it has a hi-hat thing. So it's cool because if your foot is not perfectly lined up, it'll assign the whole measure. I don't know if what I just said made sense. Let's come up with another set. Give me some random numbers again. I'm consulting the So by the way, I have to say that my overall attitude of this like exploratory, like let me like do all these thought experiments and see what happens. That this came from reading the book The Advancing Guitarist. This is The Advancing Guitarist by Mick Goodrick. I highly recommend you check out that book. It's amazing. Like I remember I first saw it in the early 90s, and I just opened it up to a random page, and my mind was completely blown just thinking about this concept, all the things you could do with this one thing. I can't even remember what it was, but I just like closed the book and said, I need to practice for 20 years, and now I can go to the next page. And I feel like that attitude of exploring is something that has been super helpful to me to continue learning for years and years and years on your own. Like after you guys graduate from school, you hopefully will have that ability to be self-directed. And I think just the attitude of exploring is one of those things that makes music fun for long term. Mick recently retired from Berkeley. Okay, Taylor knows the skinny on that. All right, so let me consult these random numbers that you guys came up with. Okay, 9 and 5 and 11. So okay, 1, 5. Oh no, I'm going to do 0. 0 is what we're going to be stuck with. So 0, 5, 9, 11. So that's the major 7th. 9 is the, wait, is it the 5th? Yeah. 5 is the 4th. Okay. So so if we do it in C again, so C is 0, 1, 2, 3. No, 4th's the third. No, third. Major 3rd is the 4th. Sorry. Oh, but it was 5. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So natural 4. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. No, that's the 6th. So 6. Okay. So the one. So let's see. Put it in notes. So C, F, A, B. C fab. That's an interesting note. No. is there's a chord you can play. So what I think of that is it's like an F. It's the F Jetsons. You guys know that cartoon? It's maybe before your time, but before there were the Simpsons in Lydian, there was Jetsons in Lydian. Anyway, so if you start from, if F is the root, it's like a 1, 3, sharp 4, 5. So if I were to write down, see, this is one of those things where you need to, oh, Song from Zelda. Yeah. All right. So if it's in C, if C is the root, it goes 1, 4, 6, 7. So I guess that would be a C major 7, no, C major 7, add 6, sus, no fifth. I mean, it's a very convoluted, you see that? I tried to write the name of the chord. So some of these interval sets defy convenient labels. So you have to wrap your brain around them like, okay, there are things, there really exist in nature. It's just I can't name them. Most of the charts we see, like real book charts, I mean, the names come from, just your regular tertian mindset of chord nomenclature. Something's either a major 7 or a minor 7, a dominant 7 or a diminished of some sort. And if it steps out of that boundary, then they'll play, they'll do a slash chord, like a triad over another bass note or something like that. This one is, if you wanted just specifically this sound, it would be a little more difficult to put on a chart so that your piano player friends could read it easily. They might be mad if you write this chord symbol. But anyway, let's move on. So if F is the root, then it would be 1, 3, sharp 4, 5. You follow me? And then if A is the root, it's going to be 1, 2, and then minor third, and then, is that right? 1, 2, minor third, and then flat 6. I really like that chord actually. And then if B is the root, it's got a 1, a flat 2, a flat 5, and a flat 7. So let's just go over each one. So if C is the root, you can play this. Okay, that's a drop 3. You've got the 1, the 7, the 3, and the 6. Sorry, 1, the 4. Sorry, 4. 1, 7, 4, 6. Got it. And then there's the F. I think that's a beautiful chord. And then the A. Here's another beautiful chord. You like that chord? I love that chord. So A, got the F, got the B. No, the B's. What am I doing? No, I meant to be A. Sorry. You guys know this chord? It's like a Ralph Towner chord. You can make a tune out of this stuff. And then when the B Check it out. You love that chord? I love this chord. It looks like an F triad with a B in the bass. It's blue and green-ish. Yeah. So you can think of it like an A. It's a really beautiful Aeolian chord. You might be kind of doing this kind of random exploration, and one of the inversions, you're like, oh, I know that chord. Like, you know, this one, or I know this chord. Like I played this as a fully altered chord once. You know, it's a B7 flat 9 flat 5, but there's no third, so it actually works as a Locrian chord too. Which brings me to my next point in exploration. You sort of keep track of like where these fit, and sometimes you need a little help. So I'm going to show you a little trick later. So if we do this here, there, I'm going to comp just these shapes. In fact, what I might do is I'm going to show you where these shapes exist. And this one is going to be a triad with an added sharp 4. So it's going to be a little further up. Oh, by the way, I'm going to show you how I organize these. So this is a spreadsheet I made out of the 43 sets. Some of them are grayed out because the inversions are the same. So there's 165. There's 43 main categories, but 165 individual voicings. And the first 32 of them are what I've called hyperdissonant clusters, which means there's 2 half steps that are next to each other, 2 or more half steps. And they're really weird. Like there's one chord that I have seen before in a Herbie Hancock tune, major 7 with a flat 2. You know, they're not used a whole lot. But anyway, then the next category are tonal clusters. There would be like tetrachords. Now, a tetrachord is like a half of a scale. So here's like a super Locrian tetrachord and all those inversions, and then a Phrygian tetrachord and all those inversions, and then a minor tetrachord, and then a major tetrachord, and then a what I called a Phrygian major tetrachord, and then a Lydian tetrachord, and then a Lydian sharp 2 tetrachord. And that one's a slightly different color because the next category is triads with an added 2 or an added 4. And this one, the 1 sharp 2, 3 sharp 4, you could consider that to be a diminished triad with a flat 4. So that one is kind of a hybrid. And then there's all these other triads. So if I go to where I found the 1 3 sharp 4 5, it's set number 22. So I'm going to go find set number 22 to show you the fingerings that I used. This is how I organized my thought. So there it is right there. Can you guys see that? Okay. So if I were to play just these as chords, I want you to look here in this area. These are the drop 3s, okay? So the set that I drew up on the board is this one right here as the home base. So what is it? The 1, 4, 6, and 7 right there. This one right here, the last one. And this is a chord that goes with that. That's the chord, that's the Lydian thing, and then that's the Ralph Towner chord, and that's the sort of altered thing that without the third. Okay, I'm just gonna go put those 4 chords in a looper, and let's see what we can do with it. In fact, actually, I don't like them in order like that. Maybe come up with a progression. Like maybe if I start on one of them, it's going to sound like that's the one. So maybe I'll go no, maybe I'll start on F. I like that. F. And then I'll go to A. And then I'll go to C. And then I'll go to B. What do you think? This is just, personal preference. I'll start on the F here. So we have it in this order: the F, Lydian-ish thing, and then I went to the A, Aeolian-ish thing, and then the C major thing, and then the B altered thing. You guys follow me so far? Okay, now check this out. I'm going to, oh, someone said a Lage Lund chord. Oh, Taylor, you know the things about things. All right. Check this out. I don't know if you guys know about this, but this is something that's on my website. I can copy the link so you guys can mess with it on your own time. But what it is an interactive, like the really sophomoric question. What can I play over that chord? It sort of obliterates that question by giving you way too much information. I'll just post it in the chat real quick. It's not doing it. Paste. Huh. It's not pasting. I don't know why. Anyway, let me see if I can try it one more time. Copy. And then paste. There it is. Okay. So I've sent a link. And so if we were to put these intervals into this, what I've got going on here is a 1, 4, a 6, and a, what was it? A 7. Yeah, 1, 4, 6, 7. And it isolates, it sort of deletes all the scales that don't have those notes. So I'm left with only the options that do have those notes. Does that make sense? And we have Ionian, that might be really obvious. And then the third mode of harmonic minor, that might not be so obvious. And the one of melodic minor, that might not be so obvious because it doesn't sound like a minor. This one. So there's no third in it. It's just a 1, a 7, a 4, and a 6. And so you're like, wait a minute. This could be other things. It could be, not just major. It could be the third modal harmonic minor and also the one of melodic minor. How about that? Let's see what it sounds like if I play C harmonic minor. So that minor third, that would be called an event. A friend of mine is a film composer, and he says whenever you introduce an element that's new information, he calls it an event. So right now our information is this, right, and this. So there's just 4 notes, right? So a new information would be that minor third. So it was like, oh, okay. So it sort of puts everything into this other perspective. Let's see. I don't know. Does that make any sense? I think it's so fun to like to explore all these sounds like this. And now, if you were to play, apply this concept to a regular tune, like say something that's in C melodic minor, like Summertime. The be that Ella Fitzgerald arrangement. Yeah, these 2 minor 6 chords in a row. Maybe you could do that arpeggio. All right, let's try that. I'm going to delete my masterpiece. It's very Zen-like. I'm going to let me see if I can do it. Kind of use it to embellish a melody or whatever, or use it to solo with. Does that make any sense? Is it usable? Maybe. I think, like I said, you gotta become a hammer for everything to look like a nail. It's you have to practice some of these shapes to really have the desire to use them. And if you have them under your fingers, you'll want to use them. If you want to use them, you'll find places to use them. Does that make any sense? It's kind of like, yeah. Anyway, if you build it, they will come. And then let's do we have time for another set? We can go for another set of notes, like another random set of notes. Oh, you know what? Yeah, let's do another random set of notes. Let me stop the share real quick here. Or was I? I wasn't sharing.
Yeah, we got about 10 minutes, Noel. 10, 11 minutes. So
okay,
let's do some.
All right.
Me gusta.
Okay, cool. So someone rattle off some, you know what, let's try it from mode. Let's try it from a mode, okay? Let's do some tonal stuff, and I'll show you a little technique. It's a little hack. Someone give me a mode, a sound, a scale that they want to work on. Dorian. Really? Dorian? We can do Dorian. Everyone says, okay, LOL. Dorian Sharp, okay, Dorian Sharp 4. See, now Dorian Sharp 4, that's a little more interesting, you know. We could do, yeah, let's take a vote. Dorian with a bad attitude, yeah. So Dorian Sharp 4, all right, so here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna write all the degrees of the scale in Dorian Sharp 4. 1, 2, flat 3, sharp 4, 5, 6, flat 7. Do you guys see that? Can you see that? So that is that's Dorian Sharp 4. That is the fourth mode of, yeah, these comments are great. Someone called it Dorian with smallpox. Anyway, let's do this. I'm gonna come up with 4 voicings. They're all gonna have the root in the bass. Give me, Davey, I want you to give me 3 random numbers between 2 and 7. If I had a dice, a 6-sided dice that was labeled 2 through 7, I would use that. But give me 3 random numbers between 2 and 7. Okay, 3, 5, 6. Good. So I'm gonna go 3, 5, 6. Okay, someone else give me some other another 3 random numbers between 2 and 7. Okay, all right, that's it. We got them. Okay, I'm gonna put them in order. 2, 4, 7. Okay, someone said 1, 2, 7. Okay, we already have a 1, so give me from 2 through 7. Someone? Anyone? 2, 4, 7. Okay. All right. 2, 4. We already have 2, 4, 7, and then 5. All right. I'm just gonna go 2, 5, 7, and then 2, 6, 7. 1, 2, 5, 7. About 3, 6, 7. Okay. Now I'm gonna adjust these random numbers to fit the mode we're on. Okay. So every 3 I see, I'm gonna flatten it. Every 4 I see, I'm going to sharpen it. Every 7 I see, I'm going to flatten it. Did I do them all? Okay, so now we can grab what we can. Let's see what we can grab down here. So 1, 3, 5, 6. I might have to do 1, 6, 3, 5, like this. So that's that drop 3. Let's do it in A, because A, I can cheat with an open string. So if there's ever a weird chord, like a weird inversion that I can't grab. So in order, it's going to go 6, 3, 5. I don't know if that's too small for you to see. Yeah, that's too small for you to see, isn't it? I'll write it a little bit bigger. 6, 3, 5. Okay, so that happens to be the same as a minor 6 chord. Now take these top 3 numbers and invert those. So instead of going 6, 3, 5, we're going to go 3, 5, 6. So then we can do another inversion. That would be technically a closed position voicing with the bass an octave down. And then we can go, instead of 3, 5, 6, we're going to go 5, 6, 3. So we've got that. And you may recognize these voicings. At least these two. They're pretty common voicings for minor 6 chords. Yeah. let's see if we can go to the next set. So I hope that made sense. I took these three numbers and rotated them to come up with three different nice handy inversions of this set. 1, 3, 5, 6. Yeah. And then let's see if we can do 1, 2, sharp, 4, 7. So we can do maybe like this. That's a nice one. This one I have worked out. Okay. There's a little flex for you. And then we can take that. You can see that that's an augmented arpeggio, augmented triad. So we can easily invert that one. Does that make sense? So I'm taking the top three notes of the 4-note set and treating those, like isolating those, you know, quarantining them, so to speak. And then let's come up with the other one. You know, 1, 2, 5 flat 7. So we've got instead of this, it's going to be this. Looks like a kind of a sus2 dominant with a sus2. And it looks like an E minor triad up top. And then the last one. 1, 3, 6, flat 7. What did we do before? We did this one. I'm going to have to do. 3, 6, 7. To write this one down. Does that make sense what I'm doing? 1, 3, 6, 7, and then 3, 6, 7, 6, 7, 6, flat 7, 3, and then flat 7, flat 3, 6. So this one is I call it the Prince chord. This one. So mixing and matching, maybe I can start with this one. And then got a nice little vamp. Okay, I'm put in a looper here. Remember that lick I worked out in another harmonic minor set? That was instead of over the 4, it was over the 2. This one. See if that sounds good over that. I think it does. Mistake at the end. Anyway, does this stuff make sense? And will maybe give you, you know, you don't have to learn all of them. Just learn a few, and give your comping and your soloing and the arranging and composition stuff a little bit of spice. How about that?
Yeah.
So 4 notes, man. You can do a lot with 4 notes.
Yeah, super cool, Noel. Thanks a lot. Yeah, I love. I don't know. I like the idea of isolating smaller sounds and just like sometimes, sticking with that. Rather, we're always doing 8 note scales and 7 note scales and all this stuff. So let's just take a
Yeah,
few and work
yeah,
them out.
yeah. Like if
Cool.
you limit yourself, sometimes you have to be more creative.
Nice. Well, I'm just gonna wrap it up because I have to teach like right after this. So and I'm the host. But yeah, thanks so much. So thank you all, everybody. I'll send you the recording of this, and look for Noel's book. It's gonna be cool. The new Noel book. And next week we'll have Professor Metzger will do a thing for us, and yeah, we'll take it from there. Hope you all are getting a lot out of